2 out of 3.
Round 2. Fight!
Ah, damn it! Best 3 out of 5. How does he do it? Oh! What's going on, Canes fans? I just can't seem to ever beat Mac Brown at anything. And neither can Miami. But anyways, before we dive into this preview video, don't forget to make sure that you're subscribed and you leave a comment on this video. I go through each and every preview video and pick random comments to give away some free Cane for Life wristbands. It says Cane for Life on one side, Coach Coop on the other, and the only requirement is to leave a comment and you must be subscribed. That's literally it. I cover the shipping, I cover the cost of the wristbands. It's as simple as that. And also, I know it might be kind of a bad time to push this, but the Don't Be a Fan Later t-shirts are still up for sale on the merch store, back for a limited time. I was literally never going to sell these shirts again, but people begged and pleaded and they said, Coop, if you put it up there on the merch store one last time, I will buy one. So they're up on the merch store. You can click the link in my pinned comment or in the description to take you over, but only for the month of October or until they sell out. And I promise you, I am not playing with you guys. They are selling so fast. I don't know if they're going to make it to the end of October. So the number 25 ranked 4-1 Miami Hurricanes are taking on the number 12 5-0 North Carolina Tar Heels this Saturday in Chapel Hill. And you know what? I would actually like to take a moment to apologize to Tar Heel fans because you guys held up your end of the deal. You're 5-0, undefeated, to bring some extra hype into this primetime matchup this weekend. The Miami Hurricanes, we did not hold up our end of the deal. And I won't even try to sugarcoat it. I do believe that this North Carolina team is quite good. They have a solid secondary, a respectable pass rush, a good run defense, and a quarterback who has a strong, accurate arm with just enough mobility to make you respect it, and he's consistent. Throw in some big-time wide receivers, which I do believe that they have, and red alert! We have a problem. And I've seen a lot of chatter from Canes fans recently about quarterback Drake May not impressing them very much. But, you know, I'm not just trying to take the first half of this video to hype up North Carolina because I am a Canes fan, but I think that that dude is a baller. 1,629 yards, 8 touchdowns with 4 interceptions might not blow you away, but he's playing well and coming off of his best performance so far this season last week against Syracuse. You have to remember that in these preview videos, trust me, it's very tough for me to suppress my Canes fandom, but this isn't Canes fan Coop. This is neutral Coop, and I got to give credit where credit is due, and we cannot afford to downplay this opponent. And I'm sure by now you guys already know, but the Tar Heels have an extra weapon on offense as of last week. Wide receiver Tez Walker, who had his waiver approved finally by the NCAA. Now, I do just want to be honest, I think that was the right decision, and I will apply that statement to any other college football athlete out there that is trying to get a waiver approved. In most cases, I hate to see these guys not getting to play, and if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So I want to face the Tar Heels at their best, And, Walker is going to be looking to make an impact in this one. The running back Hampton has also stepped up in a big way, rushing for 461 yards and 7 touchdowns so far. And get this, he's forced 22 missed tackles, which ranks second best in the ACC. He's definitely shifty. But enough about those North Carolina Tar Heels for a moment. What about the Canes? Will this team be able to bounce back after the Georgia Tech loss last week, or will this be the start of that all too familiar losing streak that Canes fans are used to? And I want you guys to know that I do believe this Miami Hurricanes football team is capable of bouncing back. The real question here is, will it be enough? I think that this defense has played pretty well overall so far this season, but I do get a little worried when we face an accurate quarterback that can also run when needed. We've spent the past few weeks hyping up TVD again with the numbers we've seen from him now that he's got adequate protection with this improved O-line. But he almost looked lost out there again last week, holding the ball too long, staring down receivers, looking super confused, trying to read the defense. Which Tyler Van Dyke will we see take the field this Saturday? And it's no excuse because both teams had to play in it, but I do hope that the weather is favorable in Chapel Hill this weekend. No more slipping and sliding all over the field. So let's take a quick look at the history between these two teams. Miami and UNC have faced off 24 times in total, with the Tar Heels leading the series 13-11. The most recent matchup was last year, and Miami fell short in that one 27-24. And now I'll take a moment to show you some average stats so far this season for both teams. Coming into this game, North Carolina average points per game is 37, Miami 39. Points allowed against them per game, North Carolina 19, Miami 15. Average yards gained so far, average per game 500 for North Carolina, 506 for Miami. And yards allowed against them per game, North Carolina coming in at 335 and Miami 268. As you can see here on your screen, overall, very similar on paper. But next up, let's take a look at 3 keys to a victory for both of these teams. And we're going to kick it off with Miami. And coming in at number 1, contain quarterback Drake May. We already know that he's accurate, completing around 72% of his passes. He's going to challenge our secondary, no doubt. With that being said, let's not give him the opportunity to also run the ball. He has 4 touchdowns on the ground so far, and we let Haynes King rush for 46 and 1 touchdown on us last week. Number 2, make sure UNC's tight ends are all accounted for and covered, especially when they are in the red zone. They have a trio of tight ends that they love to use in that red zone and short yardage situations. And lastly, TVD must step up and be better than Drake May. Straight up, lots of people are doubting you again, Tyler. Prove everybody wrong. And again, obviously, there are, many other players and position groups that must perform well. It doesn't all fall on Tyler's shoulders. But in this matchup, one of the big talking points is going to be TVD versus Drake May. Who's going to step up and be the big-time quarterback this weekend? Next up, 3 keys to a victory for the Tar Heels in this one. And coming in at number 1, target wide receiver Devontae Walker often, especially deep. In his first game back last week, he had 6 catches for 43 yards, and that's an okay performance, but he will be looking to make a statement this week against Miami. He is your best deep ball threat. Number 2, show lots of different looks on defense and continue to mix it up all game. Throw that in with getting consistent pressure from defensive end Rucker, and you could really rattle Tyler Van Dyke. And lastly, don't fall victim to the hype. You're 5-0 and undefeated. Miami is coming off of a loss to Georgia Tech. come in with a big head and you just might get knocked off of your high horse at home. All right. Okay. The moment you've all been waiting for is here. My score prediction for this game. But first, we always like to take a look at the ESPN matchup predictor, which has UNC's win percentage coming in at 61.5% and Miami at 38.5%. And at the time of filming, FanDuel has the Tar Heels listed as a 3.5-point favorite, with the over-under coming in at 56.5. Now, before I do give you those magic numbers, you guys know that so far this season, I've always liked to check in with the scientist doctor guy that I hired to analyze my score prediction each week. And if you watched last week's preview video, he didn't want to rush back from picking up lunch at McDonald's, to get back to the lab and crunch the numbers. So he just had the cashier run the numbers on the cash register. And stupid me decided that that was okay. I mean, he's a doctor and a scientist, so I can trust him, right? And I pay him a lot of money. And the score predictions have been pretty good this year overall. I mean, they've been relatively close. But that was a massive mistake. And you guys know that I predicted a win last week, and it ended up being a loss. I predicted a win like 99.8% of the rest of you. So the doctor scientist guy is currently serving his punishment for that. Let's just check in. Hello once again, family. Little bit of a different place this week. Coop said that he was gonna send me on a little vacation this week. He said he thought it would be good for me. And I've had a lot of time to reflect and think about things, and Coop is such a kind man, such a generous fellow, and he was nice enough to send me on this little temporary vacation for the week. And he told me that as long as I start doing better, that then we get to go back to the lab. So with that being said, Coop is giving me a chance to approve his score prediction this week. And I'm very happy to say that the guards here gave me some chalk, and they let me do some writing on the wall. And Coop's score prediction for this week has been approved. So as you can see here, we've broken out the Miami Hurricanes 2023 official score prediction board, and my current record is 3-2. I did get the Texas A&M prediction wrong when it comes to wins and losses, and I got it wrong last week against Georgia Tech. So I'm sorry. Look, Coop's trying to move on, but every time I look at it, it still makes me a little sick to my stomach. But anyways, this video is about North Carolina, so I'm ready to give my score prediction. I do just need you guys once again to understand that this is neutral Coop. Canes fan Coop is not here right now. My emotions and fandom have been set to the side. With that being said, I have the Miami Hurricanes putting up 31, and the North Carolina Tar Heels putting up 34, which means back-to-back losses for the Miami Hurricanes. Now, let me take just a moment and explain some things right quick before you pop out of this video. This prediction is not just because Miami lost to Georgia Tech last week. I need you to understand that. There are going to be so many people that pop in the comment section. I can literally already see them, and they're going to say, Coop, you're just saying that because Miami lost last week. That you're basing everything off of that Georgia Tech game. Where did all the hype go? You know, Miami was undefeated. I've had this game down as a loss since I released my full season prediction. And even if Miami would have won last week, there is a good chance that I still would have predicted it as a loss. I do believe that Miami bounces back, however. I need you to know that. I think that they play much better this week against North Carolina. But I'm just not sure if it will be enough. That's my issue. I think they will look way, way better. And we're going to say, wow, where was this Miami last week against Georgia Tech? We are literally going to say that. And I think that my score prediction reflects that. I think it speaks for itself. It is a close game. This is a 3-point game, just like it was. Oh wow. It was a 3-point loss last year and a 3-point loss the year before that. Do we have the triple 3-point loss? Wow, that's going to be kind of wild actually if this really does happen. But I do believe that it will be close, and I would love for this to be flipped. I don't care, if Miami wins by 1, 3, 10, 14. I just need Miami to win. But I go for accuracy in these prediction videos, and they're a totally separate entity. The prediction videos are different than the call-in shows and the live game day hangouts and all that stuff. Coop's going to be talking trash because I do believe Miami can win this. I'm just not betting my house on it. I just can't. There were too many red flags this week, and there have still been some issues this season that lead me to believe that North Carolina is probably the more complete team going into Saturday. I believe we're going into year 4 or 5 with Mac Brown. We're going into year 2 with Mario Cristobal and Miami. It's just tough. This hurts, man. This hurts. And, again, the point of the score prediction board is so we can look back and say how close or not close was Coop. And people can poke and point fun and say what they want. But I would love for each and every one of these that are an L on the left side to be a W on the right side, just like this Texas A&M game. That's definitely what I would prefer. But I think that no matter what, Miami can keep it close, and I think that North Carolina can keep it close, regardless of who comes out a winner on the other side. But that's my score prediction for this game. Don't be afraid, though, to critique it and tell me that I'm going to be wrong. Let's talk about it. Let's chop it up. You want to leave a comment, and you want to make sure that you're subscribed so you can be entered to win some of the free Coach Coop Cane for Life wristbands. I will check to make sure that people are subscribed before I give it away to you. So just double check that. Make sure that you are. And let me know your score prediction. Don't run from it. Don't hide. We can continue to talk about last week, this week, coming up weeks, whatever you guys want to talk about. But I know that I'm a little worried because there was a lot of hype, and a lot of it's disappeared now. I'm still rooting for the Canes, still repping the U. I'm here all day, every day. We don't run. We don't hide. Remember, though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family. But at the end of the day, I got to say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.